Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the Honourable Member for asking that question. Mr. Speaker, in 2019, the Ministry of Agriculture, we released our strategic plan, and of the 5 strategic objectives, food security or food and nutritional security is one of the key strategic objectives, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you would have noted that following COVID-19, food and nutritional security became very important, very critical for all countries, because every country, when borders were closed, were looking to ensure that their households are able to secure, their households the governments are able to secure their households with respect to food and nutrition. Mr. Speaker, noting this, Mr. Speaker, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has declared that this year they will hold a Food Systems Summit as part of the Decade of Action to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals 2030. The summit will launch bold new actions to deliver progress on all 17 SDGs, each of which relies to some degree on healthier, more sustainable and equitable food systems. The summit will focus on the fact that we all must work together to transform the way the world produces, consumes and thinks about food. So, Mr. Speaker, the summit is about re-looking at our production system, our consumption systems, and also our thinking with respect to consumption and production systems, Mr. Speaker. If we are to secure our households in all parts of the country and world with regard to food and nutrition. Mr. Speaker, it is meant to be a people's summit and a solution summit that will require everyone to take action to transform the world's food system. Mr. Speaker, the primary objective, our aim of the summit is guided by 5 action tracks, which are as follows. 1, to generate significant action and measurable progress towards the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Number 2, raise awareness and elevate public discussion about how reforming our food systems can help us all achieve the SDGs by implementing reforms that are good for people and the planet. 3, develop principles to guide governments and other stakeholders looking to leverage the food systems to support the SDGs. And lastly, create a system of follow-up and review to ensure that the summit's outcomes continue to drive new actions and progress. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm glad to inform this House that Fiji is actively involved in the national dialogue in the lead-up to the Regional Food Summit planned for June 2021. So there will be a National Food Summit in June, Mr. Speaker, followed by the Global Food Summit, which is planned for September this year. Mr. Speaker, I'm also quite pleased and happy to announce that our Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Das, P.S. Das, will be the national convener as appointed by Ministry of Foreign Affairs for dialogues. Through this mechanism, we will be engaging a broad range of stakeholders across government. So, Mr. Speaker, by convening our own independent national dialogue, we will be able to have a seat at the table and contribute directly to the summit's ambitious vision and objective. Whilst we are working profusely on the ground to achieve our objectives, we are actively participating at the regional and global levels to ensure they are unison in our approach, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, as we move towards the June National Summit, we have, apart from the existing programs for food and nutritional security, launched this Cash for Cultivation program, Mr. Speaker. In the first round, Mr. Speaker, we're looking at about 2,500 to participate in this Cash for Cultivation program. In the Cash for Cultivation program, Mr. Speaker, each farmer will get $200 if they cultivate minimum of 1 acre of land for agricultural crops, Mr. Speaker. As of now, Mr. Speaker, we have registered and approved for 1,150 farmers to spread across the 4 divisions to get these $200 per farmer for cultivation, Mr. Speaker say. Mr. Speaker say we have pretty good spread and these farmers will be receiving this cash. Northern Division, Madhwata, 200 farmers, the Controver 76, Tabini 24, Bua 50. The Western Division, Nandronga and Navosa 80, Ba 75, Tabua 50, Nendi 40, Latoka 40, Ra 115. The Central Division, Tailabu 75 farmers, Natisiri 75, Seriwa 30, Namosi 20, Rawa 50. In the Eastern Division, Lau 20, Lumaviti 50, Kandavu 80. Mr. Speaker say, from the 250,000, we are looking at 2,500 farmers, 1,150 has been approved. Mr. Speaker say we're expecting some more money. We're looking at another 200,000 coming from another development partner, and quite likely, Mr. Speaker say, we might be getting another $500,000. So which means the more money we get for this cash for cultivation program, more farmers will benefit. We want to, we're putting caps in areas so that all farms from different areas participate in this program. So, Mr. Speaker say, there are 4 objectives with this cash for cultivation program. 1, the households are motivated to grow their own food. Number 2, the livelihood will be supported because they will have cash in their hand. Number 3, rural economy will benefit because they'll be spending in the nearby shops and the suppliers. Number 4, agriculture will expand in national interest. Thank you.